Gretkin,
Here.
Moore,
Here.
Shaner,
Here.
Scott,
Here.
Waters.
Here.
We stand for a moment of silent prayer followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag
The flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That went well. Okay, we're going right to the consent agenda. If anyone wants to be heard on any of these items, please call 712-224-4996. State your name and address for the record. We will limit your calls to 3 minutes. Items 2 through 12B are the consent agenda. Today, I'll move that.
Second.
2 is reading of the City Council minutes of May 4th, 2020. 3 is a resolution fixing a new bid opening date for the Lewis and Clark Park Ticket Office building replacement. 4 is a resolution amending the position classification manual by adding attendant and specialist positions in the Parks and Recreation Department. 5 is a resolution adopting plans and specifications for the Grandview Park tank replacement project and rescinding resolution 2020-0372. 6 is a resolution authorizing payment to Winkler Roofing to the Fire Station Number 7 and wastewater treatment plant roof replacement project. 7, a resolution inviting proposals for lease in the Martin Luther King Jr. Transportation Center, announcing the intent to accept the proposal of the Neighborhood Services Division and scheduling a hearing. 8 is a motion appointing Michael Torkazek to the Transit System. Close enough. To the Transit System Advisory Board. 9 are actions relating to grants. Resolution of authorizing a grant application to the Iowa Economic Development for the Chris Larson Park Riverfront Development Project. B is a resolution authorizing an application to the Office of Drug Control Police JAG program for the Tri-State Drug Task Force. 10 are actions relating to agreements and contracts. A is a resolution approving a cooperative agreement with IDOT for the Riverfront Trail Connection Project. B is a resolution approving an Amendment 1 with the consulting services agreement with Short Elliott Hendrickson for the pedestrian canopy for the Big Sioux Highway 12 Trail Project. C is a resolution approving a change order to the service provider agreement number 1 to the service provider agreement with Strong Construction for the Riverside Pool Concrete and Canopy Project. D is a resolution approving a contract with Bainbridge Construction for the Panel Patch Project Phase 1.
I'd like to pull that item, Mayor.
Okay.
I'd like to discuss deferring it until June 1st.
Go ahead, Dave. Dave Carney's here.
Yeah,
Okay.
Councilman Moore, the only concern with that, if we're going to do that, I would just recommend deleting it because of scheduling with the IDOT and their upcoming detour with the Hamilton closure. We would just put it off to next year.
Just do a new bid situation, Dave.
Yeah, if we, because of just the tight time frame. I mean, we recommend awarding it. I mean, I know that we've had some utility issues with Bainbridge Construction, but this project doesn't have any utilities in it and is strictly just a paving patch. And they have done some trail projects and stuff for us pretty successfully recently.
Yeah, I had asked for some additional information from Gordon, and he's pulling that together. So that's why I didn't want to vote on it today.
Yeah, as far as the cost, the utilities hasn't finalized all the costs on, and some of the incidents they gave us are normal construction incidents, not like nothing that would have been considered their fault. So we were still trying to vet through all those.
Okay, thanks, Dave.
Well, no, just a minute. Is this part of an asphalt overlay project? Because you bid that too. Is
No,
it
this
2 different sections?
There's 2 different sections, yes.
Okay. Well, there is a concern. I don't care if we award it, but somebody's got to watch it. I mean, we flooded a bar pretty good and put them out of business, and and it was because there was stuff in that manhole that shouldn't have been there.
Yep, their utility crews have got some improving to do, definitely. I mean, between that and Mid-American, they've really created some issues on that. But this project would have no excavation. It's strictly just pavement removal and patching.
Okay. and you're not concerned that he has enough manpower because he's got a lot of work right now.
No, he says his pavers are really ready to go. He's got a separate crew that's doing his utility stuff.
Does he have a deadline, David?
Yes, this needs to be done by July 3rd.
On which one, Leach?
No, on this, the one that's on the agenda tonight.
Okay. He is a Dan, you still want to vote on it?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
No, he's just pulling it for a separate roll call.
Moore,
No,
Shaner,
Yes.
Scott,
I don't think I'm going to vote for it. I'm concerned. I don't think he's got the manpower to do this work right now, and we're going to get behind on it is what's going to happen. And I don't know if we can do that or not, but I guess we can, and it'll just mean it gets bid next year, right?
Correct. So the vote, I'm a little confused as to what the motion is on the floor.
There's no motion. It's
No
just.
motion,
Dan
just a
pulled it for-
straight.
Are we voting to wait, or are we voting to go ahead?
No, we're voting to go
You're
ahead.
voting whether or not to go ahead or push it to next year.
Well, you'd push it back next year automatically if you vote no.
So a vote no would be a rejection of all bids, and so the project would not go forward, and it would have to be
A
rebid.
yes vote would be to award, a no vote would be to not award, and then we'd rebid next year.
Right.
And staff's recommendation is to go forward and award this because it's apples and oranges as far as the utility problems they've been having and then this patch project.
That's correct.
Okay,
I'm going to recall the vote.
okay.
Moore,
no,
Shaner,
Yes.
Scott,
No.
Waters,
Yes.
Gretkin.
So I understand, Dave, Mr. Carney, we're just doing the overlay. I mean, I think Dan has got good reason to defer. My question would be on the conditions of the roadway, or the condition of the roadways, and will they be able to handle another year before we get to it?
Yes, we would be rejecting the one and only bid, and then we wouldn't rebid it till after the DOT was done with their work. And it
But
would
he's
be-
asking, will that road last that long?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I want to know. What kind of condition will we leave the roadways in for the next year?
it's in poor shape right
And how
now.
will that affect transportation?
I think we'd be better off getting the work done this year. I mean, it will survive, but it'll be rough if we let it go.
Okay, then I'll vote yes. I do want to hear the follow-up and the information. I'm not sure what it is that Mr. Moore has asked for, but there certainly is cause to take a long, hard look at Bainbridge, in my opinion.
Mayor and
As
council,
long as there's no excavation, then I'm a yes.
Mayor and council, we'll provide all of you with that information.
Okay, we'll move on. E is a resolution approving the Home Investment Partnership Intergovernmental Agreement. F is a resolution granting a permit to Midwest Networks Development to maintain underground cable near Ingleside Avenue. G is a resolution granting a permit to United Private Networks to maintain underground cable near Aviation Boulevard on Harbor Drive. 11's purchasing. A is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Office Elements for office furniture at the Expo Center. B is a resolution awarding a service provider agreement to Office Elements for furniture installation at the Expo Center. 12 are applications for beer and liquor license. See the list, come forward if you have any questions. Anyone here to be heard? Any phone calls?
I have a question on one license.
On what?
I have a question on one of the on-premise sales licenses.
Yep, go ahead.
The Class B permit for Woody's axe throwing.
Yes.
So we're okay with people throwing axes and having alcohol blend in with that? Is that the norm for these businesses? Does anybody know?
Yeah, they do a limit situation. There's actually one open on Hamilton Boulevard right now. And so they do a limit where I've never been, but my friends have told me that you're capped at like 2 drinks or 3 drinks or something like that, and they monitor everything.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that, and I saw axe throwing and alcohol. Like, what?
Mayor and council, it's
Yeah,
kind of
they have
become
them
the
in other
latest thing.
cities, and we have one on Hamilton right now.
Yes, I know we have it, but I wasn't aware that they sell alcohol there.
Yep.
They just can't limit, they can't, they don't know how much you've had when you go into the premises. Might be the issue for you.
Oh,
Spoken like
Now
a
that-
true attorney right there.
good job, Dan.
All right, call the roll.
Shaner,
Yes, I.
Scott,
Aye.
Waters,
Aye.
Gretkin,
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Citizen concerns? None. Council? Julie?
No concerns today. I just spoke mine.
Pete?
I just wanted to acknowledge the work that went into for the Sioux City summer edition of the progress report. I think it came out in the mail maybe after last Monday's meeting, but I thought it was really well done. I sent Ann Wester a note and thanked her for all of her work, and certainly I want to thank all of the contributors for their work on it. I thought it demonstrated very clearly that the city has a very progressive attitude, trying to provide many amenities for the community, and it's a great marketing tool. So I want to say thanks to Ann Westra for all of her hard work and all the contributors, and I hope everybody gets a chance to see one of those newsletters and takes advantage of all the opportunities that will be coming up. And I think it really speaks well for the city. And that's all I have. Thanks.
Dan?
Nothing further, Mayor.
Alex?
Yeah, I would just take a brief second, with everything presumably opening up. I know the farmers market is up and going, and other things such as the mall will open Wednesday, and possibly we'll see what the mayor does the governor does as far as things on Friday. But I would just implore our citizens to remain vigilant and proceed with caution, following CDC warnings, really practicing social distancing, face coverings, things like that. We're all experiencing quarantine fatigue. I was saying earlier, this is definitely not a lifestyle that I'm used to, of staying home and not going out to these different events. But we all have to do our part, and I think if you listen to our area healthcare providers, they're urging that caution because they're seeing a ramp up in our area hospitals, and we certainly want to not overwhelm those systems, because if they're going to continue to get more and more cases and need more beds, we're going to need to be prepared. So I would just urge our citizens to use their best judgment going forward, and thank everyone for their patience.
Okay, I'll move we adjourn.
Mayor,
Yep.
can I add 2 things?
Yep.
First thing, in response, the city is now starting to look at if and when the time comes to open our steps that we're putting in place to ensure the safety of our employees and citizens. For those that have come down to City Hall, you'll start to see some physical barriers being installed that allows for some protection of customer service and other customer-heavy areas of our building. In addition, when the decision comes to start opening, we will do so in a slow and reasonably thought-out manner, and just to protect everybody, not only ourselves, but others that come into the building. That's for not only City Hall, but all of our facilities. The second thing, I just want to give you a heads up. Next Monday's meeting will be relatively long. Nicole's let me know that there are a lot of RCAs that will be showing up for next week's meeting, so it won't probably go as quickly as this one.
Okay.
And that will be the last meeting until June.
That's your warning.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Scott,
Aye.
Waters,
Aye.
Gretkin. Gretkin,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Shaner. Shaner,
Aye.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care.